let go of the steering wheel.
You're not touching anything right
No,
now. None of us
nothing.
are actually. All right, okay. I'm impressed. But now, if I were to come up with a bit of a challenge, would you be down for that?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Jeg befinder mig i Budapest her på Bosch's store campus i Ungarn. Grunden til at gøre det er, at jeg er hernede for at finde ud af, hvad for en størrelse Bosch egentlig er. De fleste tænker måske, at de laver skruemaskiner og køkkenredskaber, men nej. Bosch er en markant større størrelse. De har mere end 430.000 ansatte worldwide, og så er de altså en af verdens førende inden for bilindustrien, når det kommer til teknologi. Derfor skal jeg møde nogle af verdens førende eksperter. Jeg er enormt spændt på at møde dem, jeg er enormt spændt på at lære, og så er jeg sikker på, at vi nok skal blive bombarderet med en masse information. Jeg nok skal prøve at, skal man sige, translate til et sprog, vi kan forstå os herhjemme. Så i stedet for, at jeg står og snakker om det, så lad os gå ind og høre fra eksperterne dem selv. Det er dem, der har styr på det. Jeg er ankommet i Bosch's helt egen parkeringsgarage. Hernede bliver der efter sigende nørdet rigtig meget med parkering, og parkering på den måde, at bilerne kan køre sig selv. Det er det, vi skal finde ud af. Og på den måde gør det meget, meget sikrere at føre sin bil, og måske også gør det lidt mere komfortabelt for dem af os, der måske ikke er super gode til at parkere. Jeg selv har en bil derhjemme, og nogle gange så kan det virkelig godt være svært at lave den her parallelparkering. Så hvis man kan få bilen til at gøre det helt af sig selv, så er det fantastisk. Daniel, Jacob.
Welcome, Daniel.
I den her episode skal vi møde Daniel. Daniel er en livslang bilentusiast, hvis passion for køretøjer startede helt tilbage i hans barndom. Hos Bosch arbejder Daniel som ingeniør med fokus på parkeringssystem-integration i diverse biler. Ligeledes er han begejstret over den voksende kompleksitet i bymiljøer og de udfordringer, det medfører, når det kommer til parkeringsløsninger. Daniel ser fremtiden for parkeringsteknologi udvikle sig sammen med selvkørende biler som en helt afgørende del af det at sikre en problemfri integration fra almindelig kørsel såvel som til parkering.
So Daniel, I know a little about you. So why don't you tell me for how long have you been working at Bosch and how did you become this parking expert?
Well, it's been almost 9 years now since I entered Bosch, and I myself and my team is responsible for integrating our systems as well as testing it on the track.
We're standing next to a vehicle here that I know for a fact is a test vehicle.
Exactly.
Why don't you walk me through what you use a vehicle of this kind for in order to, I guess, better yourself and understand what we're doing down here?
Okay, so this is in particular one of our development vehicles. Practically, it's equipped with 12 ultrasonic sensors, 6 at the front bumper, and it also has 4 surround view cameras, 1 at the front, 1 at the back, and 2 at the side mirrors as well. So it has a surround view system.
Yeah.
It merges all the inputs from the reflections of the ultrasonic sensors. So just imagine a bat.
Okay.
Normally how it behaves and how it receives directions is that it has some ultrasonic sounds, and basically it just reflects back from certain objects.
Okay.
This is the same. And obviously we also have some vision features. And based on these 2 inputs, we've merged it together and we create a sort of map from the surrounding of the vehicle. So as you can see, there are some huge screens there which are supposed to replace the original screens just to make sure we can process a lot more data than what you might see in a commercial vehicle.
Sure.
And all these inputs are somewhat consolidated at the trunk. Obviously, this is something that you might not see in a regular vehicle.
Never seen that before, I'll tell you that. Maybe in a movie, but that was something about explosion and stuff, yeah. So this looks a little bit more safe, I guess.
Definitely, and basically it's an industrial PC that is capable to process a huge amount of data, and we're speaking about 1 or 2 gigabytes per second. Per second, so just imagine that a regular phone's memory would just basically full in 2 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So that's a huge amount of data, and all this gets fed back to our developments. So we're using this data to process scenes and basically develop our software.
Okay, so this would technically be the car that you're putting through all the different tests, and you're maybe giving it certain challenges, and then you get all the data to figure out how does it react to that, and how do we make sure that that can be used on a normal commercial car.
Exactly. So practically, yes, we're doing thousands of hours of testing in different scenarios and so on, just to make sure it is as safe and reliable as possible.
And I guess that's very important, when you're speaking of the word of safety. As you said, you want to help people with parking, you want to help people with getting more comfortable driving, but at the end of the day, it has to be a safe experience as well. So Daniel, now that I got a brief understanding on how you test all of this and how you develop it, you being the expert, you being the innovation man in this building, can you perhaps show me in the real world how it works and maybe make this car drive and park by itself?
Absolutely.
I want to see that. So this looks like a completely normal car to me.
Yeah, it's absolutely a commercial vehicle out of the street.
This is not a test car?
No, it's not.
So I could go down to the store right now and buy a car identical to this.
Yeah, it's exactly at the roads already. So you will see a system that has been developed on cars like that one, which we introduced before. Shall we give it a go?
Yeah, give it a go. I kind of wanna see how this works.
Alrighty. I'm gonna press this very button. Then we're gonna be searching for available spots with the help of the ultrasonic sensors and cameras.
Okay.
And then the car will decide if it's suitable or not.
Okay, so if it's too narrow or too close, the car will say no go.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as you can see on the screen, it popped up already that there's a vacant parking spot there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna touch the screen and I'll say that I'm gonna go reverse.
Okay.
Then put the gearbox into reverse, step down the brakes, let go of the steering wheel.
You're not touching anything, right?
No,
None of us
nothing.
are actually. Okay.
No
so
tricks.
This is self-driving. This is self-parking.
Absolutely. It's doing everything by itself.
Okay.
On the screen, you can follow what's going to happen, so you will not be, let's say, surprised about anything.
Sure. All right. That's a pretty clean parking. I don't think I could have done that better myself.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
And fast as well.
All right. Okay. I'm impressed. But now, if I were to come up with a bit of a challenge, would you be down for that?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay. I got something in mind. Super imponerende dermed på. En bil, der kan parkere sig selv, det er sgu smart. Og det er imponerende, at man kan få det til at ske. Det er imponerende, at de er kommet så langt med det. Men jeg vil også sige, det er noget, jeg har set før. Så jeg tænker, at vi skal give Daniel en lille udfordring. Og jeg så faktisk en dummy, der ligger herovre bagved. Så hvis vi nu får Daniel til at parkere en gang mere, så tror jeg vil prøve at skubbe den her en lille dukke ud foran bilen. For lige at teste, om den rent faktisk også lige lægger mærke til, om det kunne være en kat, en hund eller et barn, som jeg finder frem lige her. Så hvis vi lige får Daniel til at parkere en gang mere, så er det lige at teste, om det rent faktisk virker så godt, som han tror, det gør. Han har ingen idé om. Det er smart, men lad os nu se, hvor smart han er. Jeg har en dummy, så når han begynder at parkere ind, så smider vi den ud foran, og så ser vi, om bilen er smart med. Han er i gang med at scanne nu. Se nu, om der er en parkeringsplads. This would be what's equal to a kid, you know? Efter det ser dumt ud, hvis han kører et barn over. What's going on, Daniel?
Everything's been fine. It stopped.
Well, I put down a kit in front of it.
Well, I think it did what it should.
And it just refuses to park, and I guess you can see it in there, yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
it stopped.
So when you're saying that safety is very important, you mean that? All right, Daniel, I must admit, I'm slightly impressed right here. It does seem like whatever you're creating is working and working to its fullest. However, that's a moment of now, you know. It works right here, right now. But I know Bosch is all about innovation. I know Bosch is all about making sure that the future is also looking slightly more promising. So do you have anything you can show me in terms of what we may have in store for the next couple of years?
Absolutely. There's still something I can impress you with.
Yeah?
Let's see what the guys are working on now.
Let's do it. So Daniel, I see a different test vehicle over here, a red one. So you said that there was something coming in for the future as well. You got something in store for us. So what are these boys and you working on a daily basis?
This is, I would say, the next evolutionary step of our development here.
Okay.
So as you can see, there are some extraordinary items on the car.
I was just about to say, there's something on the roof I haven't seen before, yeah?
Exactly, those are LiDARs as well.
LiDAR is like
Rotating lasers.
Yeah.
So the principles are the same, but definitely with increasing computing powers, as well as introducing AI solutions in terms of image chains and basically processing the vision features. So definitely it's going to be a jaw-dropping experience.
Okay.
Coming very soon.
Very soon, you said. Because one thing, if I may allow myself to be critical, when you had the self-parking going on with that car, it does take a bit of an effort to go past the parking spot, and you have to localize it, and then you have to do it yourself, whereas one would argue it's easier just to park the car yourself if you're comfortable with that. Would you say that with some of the new technology that's coming, that you could make it even easier and maybe even outdo what a human could do, so you become a better parker than I possibly could be as a human?
Yeah, definitely. In terms of simple user experience as well as for the complexity itself, so we would be able to manage those, and a seamless integration to autonomous driving as well is a key factor.
Okay, so we're moving in towards a future where, according to you at least, you know, parking a car is never going to be an issue for the regular driver, regardless of how comfortable you are with it or not.
Definitely. I do have this vision that everyone should have the opportunity to enjoy the freedom what driving brings to the users.
Yeah, and would you say that's I sense it, but would you say that's your key motivation, to make sure that everyone has the ability and everyone should feel comfortable whenever they sit behind a wheel in a car?
Exactly. No one should be sacrificing driving because of some past bad experiences or being afraid of parking.
That's a cool vision. I know I've had a couple of instances, going to the grocery shop, and I may or may not have hit another car, So it would be nice to make sure that never happens again. Daniel, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure, and very impressed with what you do here. Super nice at få lov at opleve, hvad Daniel og gutterne arbejder på hernede i parkeringskælderen. At man kan parkere bilen helt automatisk, det har vi måske set før, men det her han snakker om, at vi kommer til et punkt, hvor at bilen i fremtiden kunne parkere sig selv bedre, end jeg nogensinde ville kunne gøre selv som driver. Det er jo i sig selv sindssygt, og så fornemmer jeg også lidt, at det er fremtiden, som Daniel snakker om. Det er jo et eller andet sted nice, at alle skal kunne føle sig komfortable, når de sidder bag et rat. Det er imponerende, hvad de kan udrette hernede. Hvis I fandt den her episode interessant, så husk på, at der er 2 episoder mere, I kan finde på Bosch's YouTube-kanal eller på deres hjemmeside.